as we've seen more meltdowns about this over the weekend, more predictions. I mean, the greatest thing is the predictions that there's going to be turnaround when they get into office. Listen to Eric Swalwell on CNN today, this ridiculous person on the Democrat side, SOT 17.
You say last week that your committee, Judiciary, has the power to step in and kind of stop some of this. But how, Congressman, especially being in the minority?
Well, first, we are making it clear that we're going into the majority a year from now. We have every intention to do that. And so we will bring oversight, accountability. We will subpoena the Department of Justice, but also private actors who have done these drug deals with the administration, college campuses, entertainment companies, law firms. And so accountability is coming. And so, one, it's all coming out. Two, I hope that deters people from doing more of these deals, these one-offs with the president.
So he suggests in this interview that once he's returned to power, Democrats, once returned to power, are going to go after private citizens who enabled Donald Trump. And he lists their college campuses. I mean, so Trump threatens a college campus to not being so anti-Semitic. And they say, okay, we'll try. And he considers that a cave for which he's now going to prosecute them, or law firms that went after Trump. And Trump says, I don't want to do business with you if you hire the lawyers who went after me. And the law firms say, we understand that. Rather than lose all of our federal business, we're not going to actually hire that lawyer. And what Eric Swalwell's now going to criminally pursue the law firm. It's an empty threat, but the whole thing's based off of the Jim Comey indictment, where he's trying, as are other Democrats, to sound tough, like, you just wait, we're going to do it to your people, which of course misses chapter 1 of this book.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the Times had some, I think it was like that subhead or something like, experts worried that Trump's revenge seeking could set off like an abuse of the DOJ. And I was just like, the New York Times at that point, it's like, I would say it's like Pravda, but that's already being too nice. The Times is like part of the deception operation that began in 2015 and 2016 and this gets to the Comey thing, which really begins with the decision to not prosecute Hillary's emails. I mean, the FBI found at least 30 instances. I mean, it was probably much more than that of just the improper handling of classified information. Did they, raid her home and go through her dresser drawers like they did with Melania Trump and President Trump in Mar-a-Lago with a phony, records, supposedly seeking the records. When you look at this case, I mean, the Russia collusion hoax begins out of the Hillary Clinton, the decision by Comey to bury and dismiss the Hillary Clinton email scandal, which I frankly didn't. I mean, Megyn, I admit, one of these things I'm like, I have a beginner's mind because these are the areas I had not covered. And then the more I looked at it and, I read the Strzok book and, you kind of get into it. Ugh. It really starts with them needing to tarnish Trump in a way to kind of get past this completely corrupt dismissal and this complete corruption of national security, which was just a gigantic influence peddling operation with the Clinton Foundation, not dissimilar to the Hunter Biden laptop influence peddling situation. They go into the Russia collusion hoax, and by them I mean Comey and Brennan and the whole squad of deep state political activists. So that's, I thought, what was interesting. Catherine Herridge put on X that she thinks that the indictment is just kind of a holding pattern, just a strategy to kind of hold the door open, and we're going to go and put a bigger case in front of you. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm not going to try to make any predictions legally. I think it's probably very difficult. But I do think that the most important thing, I think, as usual, is that the country deal with the fact of this abuse of power by our intelligence agencies. And the fact that, the media isn't really what we thought it was. Like the New York Times and its cover, the New York Times, you go back and read that Comey story from 2017, that is at the heart of his alleged obstruction of justice, or I think that's what the charge is, and of perjury. It really was the New York Times participating with Comey to spread misinformation about both the Hillary Clinton email scandal and about what was going on with the Russia collusion hoax.
Mm-hmm. I agree with the critics of the indictment that the indictment as written is not going to hold up in terms of constitutional muster, because it does not give the defendant adequate notice of what he's being charged with. Like they actually do need to allege what the lies are. This was just a placeholder to get on the record, but I think the statute of limitations expires tomorrow, so there could be an amended indictment by then. But they are in danger of having this dismissed just on the four corners of the indictment, because there's an obligation under the Constitution to provide the defendant with notice of what he's being charged with. I'm not sure this does that, because we've all been having to speculate who he lied about, which leak, to whom, by whom, who did he authorize to leak, about what. Those are very basics that need to be in there. Hopefully this temporary or acting U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia will do better. Second bite at the apple. When inflation jumps, when you hear the national debt is over $37 trillion, do you ever think maybe now would be a good time to buy some gold? Whether as a hedge against inflation, peace of mind during global instability, or just for sensible diversification, Birch Gold Group believes every American should own physical gold. And so they created something special. Until September 30th, if you are a first-time gold buyer, Birch Gold is offering a rebate of up to $10,000 in free metals on qualifying purchases. To claim eligibility and start the process, request an info kit right now. Just text MK to the number 989898. Plus, Birch Gold can help you roll an existing IRA or 401k into one in gold, and you're still eligible for a rebate and free metals of up to $10,000. So make right now your first time to buy gold and take advantage of a rebate of up to $10,000 when you buy by September 30th. Text MK to 989898 to claim your eligibility and get your free info kit now. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.